Hi everyone. So welcome to Mixed Media Morsels number 9. And today we're going to do whimsical birds. Now you can do these in any way you want. You know, I'm going to use basic shapes for mine. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and get the background started. And I'm just going to use some regular craft paints. I'm going to use 2 colors. The purple lilac mist is called from Apple Barrel, and this one is Americana called Indian Turquoise. I'm just going to put this down on my page and dry it, and then we're going to do something else. I'm just covering the page is all I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to add some blue in with that. And as usual, I'm going to come back with the first color and add a little bit more in. I always tend to cover up the first color more than I want to, but that's okay. Just going to add a tiny bit more of this one. I think I might come in with a little bit darker purple also. Just for a little bit of contrast there, because that's pretty light. So I'm going to use this darker one a little bit. This one is called Purple Pansy by Apple Barrel. So let's see. Just going to take a little bit at a time here. Yeah, just to okay. And I think I'm going to take a baby wipe and just kind of blend it around a little bit. Take some of those brush strokes away. Let's try adding some paint here. See if we can. Okay, that looks pretty nice. All right, I like that. And we're going to let that dry real good. Pick up the rest of this paint with this card. Okay. Now on this background, want to add a few circles like we did before, only I'm going to use some different materials. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of bubble wrap. And you can see I just pulled this. This one happened to come off pretty easily from the inside of a manila envelope, a bubble envelope. So I just pulled it off of there, and I've used it before, obviously. Kind of funny I use similar colors. But I'm just going to put a little bit of a paint on there. I'm going to use a lighter shade. This is the Spa Blue from Americana. I'm going to use a little bit of that. And I'm going to just take a foam brush this time and just kind of just brush it over like that. So you don't get it goopy, wet, dripping, running down and past the raised bubbles. And I'm going to just, my paper's curling, doing my little trick here on the edge of my desk. And then I'm just going to, here and there, just put a few of those. Okay. That just gives your background some texture and some visual interest. Okay, I like that. It doesn't take a lot because in my case, my pages are very tiny. So if you have a bigger page, of course, you might need to do a little bit more. All right, I like this a lot. I'm going to dry that now. And now I'm going to use, this is a piece of drywall tape or joint tape that was purchased at the hardware store. Comes on a big roll. And sometimes I paint this and punch it and use it in my art. And sometimes I just use it like I'm going to use today, like a stencil. So I'm going to add a few more dots, circles. And I'm going to stencil through this time. So I'm going to use a little bit of white. All right, and I'm going to stencil brush. I'm going to use a stencil brush to kind of pounce in there. You just want to get a little bit, not heavy at all. Okay. That's cool. Isn't that fun? I love all of the dimension. It looks like so many layers and layers of stuff, and you know we've only done just a little bit. I love that, how it works. Okay. Okay. Can't see that one. Let's try that again. Okay. I could just keep going and keep going. Okay. And we're done with that. And I love the way that looks. I love those colors. That is so pretty. Just look at those colors. It's awesome. So I think I'm just going to use a little bit of like script or text on a stamp. I'm going to use my Stays On Black. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this text on there, very randomly. Okay. so it ends up looking like that. Sorry it's dark tonight. I'm filming at night, so it's a little bit dark. But there you can see the text on there. So now our little birds are going to come into play. And you can do as many as you want, and you can put them in any kind of position that you want to. I'm just going to use some circles for my birds, okay? Just a simple circle. I used a punch on a piece of jelly printed magazine page, it was, okay? If you don't have anything like jelly prints, just any kind of painted papers will work. You can do like I did in, I don't know, if you saw my previous video with the flower that I made, the joy flower, I just took my finger and some paint and painted on some papers in order to make some painted paper. So you can do the same type of thing and then just punch it with a circle or cut it out. You can draw around something and cut it out. So anyway, this is going to be one bird. And I also cut a really small wing shape, just basically like a leaf. Okay, I'm going to put that down. And then I also have a baby bird that I'm going to put down here, and a little tiny wing for him. Okay, so I'm going to use some collage page and attach them to the page. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to figure out where I want. I'm going to start with a pencil. I'm going to have this this mama bird looking down. So I'm going to just have a little triangle here for her beak. Okay, and this little baby bird is going to be looking upwards. Put the triangle there for that bird. Okay, and I'm going to give the bird really long legs. Just because it's fun and I can. Okay, same thing with this little guy. And then I guess we're going to need to give this bird a tail, some tail feathers. So you see that I'm just doing like scribbly doodles here. Nothing nothing technical. Everything's simple. Okay, so this little guy, these little baby birds don't hardly have no tail, so we'll make his really little. Okay. And a little tiny eye here for this birdie. Okay, so then I'm going to take my marker, a black marker, whatever you have, and add these features in. Now for the tail, since that's on the painted surface, I'm gonna, before I do the black, I'm gonna put a little white there to take the surface back to a plain white again so that I can color in the tail. So I'm gonna use this Faber-Castell Pitt pen in white, to color in the beak and the tail, anything that's got the painted surface underneath it. Okay, and like I said, you can use paint to do this too. Can't see my lines. Okay. Hot. I'm going to use another marker, another Faber-Castell Pitt pen to just color in the tail feathers. This is an extra fine point, ultra fine point Sharpie. Give that a shot and see how that works. Do the little eye here. I like that better. And then I'll outline it. It's almost outlined now, but okay. took a stamp and my Stays On ink and stamped the word love on a piece of cardstock. And I'm going to glue that to the page. Like right about there, I think. Hey, it's so cute. It always makes such a difference when you put, to me, when you put words on a page. I love that. All right. Now I'm going to just add a little bit of a border on there in black. Okay, and I also want to go around this word. I'm going to add a few doodles. And that's really sweet. Fun. All right, guys, so there you go, miniature journal page. I hope you guys are using these techniques and making regular size journal pages, because now you see how easy it is to do it. You can be working on canvases and larger journal pages, making all sorts of cool stuff. So that was really fun. I love this page. All right, guys, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see your little birds. Take care. Bye.